If you're planning your first trip to Europe, or if it's just been a while since you've been, you might be in for some surprises when you get to your hotel room. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what to expect and what you need to do before you get there. So stay tuned because it all starts right now. Hi, I'm Cindy McVeigh, the Wandering Wife. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I've been wanting to do a video for you for quite a while about the differences in the hotels in Europe versus what most Americans are used to when we travel here in the States. Today I'm going to share my top tips with you about the things that you should expect when you check into a European hotel. Some of them are quite different from the US, and some of them might actually require a little bit of forethought and purchasing a couple of small items before you go. So let's get started right now with number one. The first thing you're likely to notice when you check into your European hotel is that right by the door there's this little device that your card key slides into. It's really important that you do that, otherwise none of the lights in your room are going to work, and in a lot of cases the air conditioning will not work as well. The heat will, but the air conditioning usually will not. They do this as a energy saving measure so that you won't go out of the room and leave all your lights on. In some cases it does turn your air conditioning off for the day, and when you come back your room is sweltering. So to avoid that, we always carry an old card key from another hotel, or even an expired gift card will work. Anything that's credit card size, and just stick it in there and leave it in during the day. Most of the time housekeeping will leave it in there. We have come back and have them taken out. But give it a try, especially if the air conditioning is really important to you. If air conditioning is really important to you, make sure that you ask about it when you make your reservation. Here in Zurich, you will not find a hotel with air conditioning. It is against the law for them to provide air conditioning here in public hotels. So you won't have to worry about that in Zurich. But in most cases, your air conditioning is going to be controlled by a central control, and you won't be able to do but so much here at this location. You might be able to turn it down, but it's usually, for me, it's usually higher than I like it. In terms of size for a European hotel, they're going to most of the time be a little bit smaller than you're used to. Generally speaking, you'll have just enough room to get around the furniture. So let me show you a typical hotel room. There's very little room here at the foot of the bed. There is room for a suitcase to sit there. There's a small closet. Room on this side. There is a hotel safe in most European hotels that we've found. And then we have a small little coffee center and a desk. And in this room we have a little table and chairs. You won't often get that. It just depends on the size of your room. Let me get back here and you can kind of see it's adequate, but it's not big. If you've asked for a queen or a king size bed, don't be surprised when you check in if what you actually have is two twins pushed together. This is what you're most likely to get in a European hotel if you've asked for a queen or a king bed. They don't really exist here in Europe, so you're more than likely to get two twins pushed together. You'll also notice that you only get a fitted sheet on the bottom. There is no top sheet. The only cover that you have is this duvet, and you'll have one for each side of the bed. Now you probably won't get 6 pillows. We always ask for extra. But this is kind of nice. I've actually gotten very used to it, and the nice thing is your mate won't steal your covers. In the bathroom, you're going to notice this 2-button flush system. This is again for conservation purposes. It's to help conserve water. You'll notice there's a small one and a large one. This is for smaller jobs. This is for number 2. I'd say at least 90% of the European hotels I've been in don't provide washcloths. You know what I mean if you're American, these little things. To me, they're essential, and so I always bring one with me. I went to Walmart, purchased a package of 10 for about $10. So for $1 each, I have ones that I can even afford to leave behind when I come home so that I don't have to bring home a dirty washcloth. The other thing that I find sometimes, not all the time, many hotels don't offer bar soap. They instead give you body wash. Some even have dispensers in the shower itself. So I bring my own soap in a little container. That might be over the top for some of you, but there probably will be body wash. Just be aware that if you prefer bar soap, they may not have it. However, I do want to give you this tip about the body wash. If you're going to be washing any of your clothing while you're overseas, and I recommend that you buy clothing that you can wash in the sink and dries quickly so that you don't have to pack quite as much. And if you're going to be doing that, think about it. Body wash is perfect for it. It's made to remove those bodily odors and oils, and it does the same thing for your clothes, but it's gentle. This is very typical of Europe. There's no shower curtain there. You just have this half glass partition, and I'm not a fan of it. I guess I must be a sloppy shower taker because I still tend to get water all out on the floor. But one thing I am a fan of is these shower systems where you can adjust by moving this up and down. You can just adjust the height of the shower head, which is really nice for those of us who are a little tall. And again, there's your liquid soap. And this one in this case is body shampoo and hair shampoo. Most of your larger European hotels will include a hair dryer, which is really nice because our American ones will not work with the power here. Let's talk about voltage. For that, I'm going to give you the electrical engineer.
What you'll find is most of the places in Europe have twice the voltage that we have in our house. That's 240 volts and 50 hertz. The US, most of your plug-ins are 120 volts, 60 hertz. Why does that matter? Most of your electronics have a converter, so it doesn't matter what your voltage is or your frequency, all of them work. But your other appliances like your blow dryers, your curling irons, and maybe even your electric shavers, that's a problem because if you're running those at twice the voltage, you're going to burn them up and it could actually cause a fire.
In all but the newest European hotels, you're going to find very few electrical outlets. So be sure to be prepared before you go. Here's a pretty typical situation here. We have one outlet bank here at the desk area. And as you can see, this is a standard European plug adapter here. And I can get 3 in here, but it's the only place in the room. The other outlets are over near the bed, kind of behind the bed and hard to get to, and that's pretty standard. So what I like to do is to be prepared, and I take one of these nifty little USB banks. This one, as you can see, will take 6 USB plugs with just one standard plug, which is plugged into my adapter. So this way I can do my iPhone, my iPad, my battery chargers, I can recharge my Apple Watch. I can do 6 items just on this one bank. Another thing you might want to do is to bring an extension cord or to buy one in Europe so that it works on the European plugs. My husband has to use a CPAP machine, so he's got to have a way to plug that in near the bed, and more often than not we end up using that extension cord. Well, that's it for my top tips about European hotels. If there's anything that you think I left out that my viewers might find helpful, please be sure to comment down below. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.